This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a criminal investigation, and I've seen Boston Strangler, a new period thriller from director Matt Ruskin. Obviously, it follows the investigation into the well-known string of killings committed in Boston, Massachusetts, and beyond in the early 1960s, and the two reporters who broke the story, Loretta McLaughlin and Jean Cole. It's a story which leads them through a bit of a spiderweb, not only in finding the killer, but exposing the incompetency of the Boston Police Department, all of which comes to put their lives on the line as they are harassed and threatened, and in Loretta's case, her own marriage starts to falter. However, they continue to soldier forth, if not for the sake of truth, then to bring justice to the Strangler's victims. The story here isn't too bad, at least when the investigation is going on. It all proceeds at a well-written pace and with a good sense of narrative flow, sharing new information as characters themselves discover it, and moving forward as a direct result. It's very much in line with any other police procedural, and it carries itself along pretty well. The main issue comes into play whenever the story takes a step away from the actual investigation and starts expanding on Loretta and Jean, and also starts adding more context and especially more thematic depth to the whole ordeal. The threats that they faced during their work and the sexism they endured are by no means something that should be ignored or glossed over, but they're both treated here a bit lightly regardless, especially the latter. There's rather little subtlety in their implementation, and each instance of it essentially boils down into making you feel bad or feel sorry for somebody, without really adding to the story nor the characters in a significant manner or with any momentum. It feels more like it's here for the audience's sake, and to give them something that lets them connect to the characters on an emotional level, rather than develop them as characters beyond their occupations. Sure, there are a few bits and pieces of character development beyond that, but they remain secondary to those other elements. I will note that they don't bring down the experience as a whole by any means, but they do stick out too much to fit in on any realistic level. On that note, the movie does keep well towards realism within its technical details. Being set primarily within a rather dirty urban environment, there's not much needing to be done in the way of exterior location choices, since it doesn't seem like much has changed between the 60s and now. Most of the effect is pulled off more in other visual elements like makeup, costuming, and interior set design. It all works pretty well to create this past world, but it does get a bit muddied up by the greater color design within the film, which likes to keep things murky and dirty with blues and grays, as if every day were perpetually overcast and cloudy. Cinematography generally helps to keep tension ongoing, especially during the actual scenes of the criminal investigation and whenever Loretta and Jean's safety is at stake. Again, the movie excels when it's telling this true-life story with a good sense of accuracy and a great amount of respect for those involved or victimized. But it is that very victimization and the desire to tell more of that story that it all loses focus and falters, and it's never really able to pick itself back up because of that. Boston Strangler, Matt Ruskin, 2023. 3 stars. I would recommend it, but only for the true crime story. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I usually don't mind when a story like this steps outside of its comfort zone, you know? It's just that this one almost tries too hard to be something it's not. Or rather, it's something that it's not quite capable of reaching. Or Something like that, I guess.